Good morning. It's not morning. Good evening. Give everybody a little bit of time to hop on here, and then we'll get started. Mute everybody. We are recording, so I will post this. Hopefully tonight you guys can get it to your teams or anyone that's not able to get on. We're going to give everybody just a few more minutes here to hop on, and then we will dig in. Okay. Okay, 6:02, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We'll just let people hop on late. There is the chat option if you guys do have questions. I'd be happy to answer them as I start going through everything. So tonight I really wanted to just talk about time management. I hear so often that main excuse of not having the time to work this business. And so that's what I want to dig into tonight. I do have just a few announcements that I want to go through first, just to kind of make sure everybody's on the same page before we actually start. So we had our team-wide power hour yesterday. It's on the calendar for tomorrow, so that's not going to happen tomorrow. Instead, we had it last night. That link for the recording from the power hour, which I think was a lot of really helpful for a lot of you. So I do recommend going in and listening to that if you haven't, but it is posted in the actual events tab. Under the Power Hour event, the link is posted for the recording. So make sure you check that out. We have our 3-day refresh group starting on the 1st. I'm going to go the 1st through the 3rd. I'll close it out on the 4th. If you have people that need to be in that 3-day refresh group, please message me. And we will get that started. I don't know if that's even benefiting us at all, really, other than coaches just joining into the 3-day refresh who are already active and just kind of wanted some extra support. So if I don't hear from anybody, I'm not going to do the group, okay? Just a 3-day group, so it's not really, beneficial for me if nobody's participating in it. So we'll just skip and plug everybody into the July 18th challenge group. So that takes me on to the calendar, which I will have created and posted for you tomorrow. The cover photo in Luxe Republic is always our calendar, and it's going to show you when we're actually doing all of our team-wide groups and all of our events and our calls and things like that. So I suggest taking it and posting it to the background on your computer. The background on your phone is what I have it on. Saving it somewhere where you can refer to it daily if you need to, okay? Our free group, so I'm just going to give you a heads up. I will have the calendar posted again tomorrow, but just to kind of give you guys a heads up on dates so you can start talking about it if you want to. If you've locked in Success Club, you can start talking about July groups. If you have not, you have to focus on Success Club this month, okay? Free group starts on the 4th. That's next Monday. It'll be the very first Monday in the month, okay? I talked with a few coaches who are in one of our private training groups right now, and we were thinking about doing our free group, doing a happiness project type group. So instead of having this health and fitness related, this is just going to be a group for people who want some happiness, some motivation, maybe like really focused around like personal development and making people feel good and things like that versus health and nutrition. I think that it might help us really focus on those relationships first and foremost, and maybe building some friendships before actually just like leading with fitness and nutrition, if that makes sense. So we're going to give it a whirl. If it doesn't work out, we'll go back to a free clean eating group next month, but that's what we're going to do. So you can just start promoting it after you lock in Success Club, start promoting it as just a wellness group or a happiness project, or I'll come up with some title for it. I don't even know what we're going to call it yet. So just have that in the back of your mind. Our sneak peek, we're going to do again the 5-day sneak peek like we just finished with a series of videos and things like that. I'm going to try to go live in there more often. The very first group that we had, I think, did really well. This last group that we had, I just did the videos. We were in the middle of traveling and moving and going everywhere 100 miles an hour, and I didn't go live in there as much as I did the first time, or at all, actually. So I'm going to try to do that more. I think it got a little bit more engagement than just the flat videos. So I'm going to do that. That starts on the 11th, so it's the following Monday. We have our team-wide challenge group on the 18th. No specific program, just a team-wide challenge group. We're doing the one now through the Challenge Tracker app. I think a lot of people are engaging and really liking it, so I'm going to probably do the exact same thing. Now with that, we will stick to a cutoff time, okay? Because I had a lot of people wanting to add people like 4 days into the group, and it's confusing for me. It's a pain in the butt for me. It's a pain in the butt for my assistant. We really want to like keep it to a strict schedule so you guys can just get your people in. We're starting on that date. Anybody that joins after is going to be in the next group, okay? So I will be posting about that. Make sure you have your eyes open and peeled and watching for that announcement for our actual team-wide challenge group to leave the emails and get your people added in, okay? Somebody snuck in and unmuted. Okay. Sales. I don't know what the sales are yet for July, but I'll post them as soon as I have them. Hopefully they're in there by tomorrow. Right now, I really want you guys to focus these next 2 days. You technically have 2 full days and a little bit left of today to lock in Success Club. There are so many of you sitting at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 points who used to be and are consistent Success Club earners. So I want you guys to really stop and focus and think about why you're doing this, and think about what Success Club means, and think about your why in this business and what your goals are in this business. And Success Club has to be a part of that. So if you're teetering and you haven't really completely locked it in, now is the time to literally, as soon as this call is done, you need to be grinding, okay? You need to be following up. You need to be inviting. You need to be doing times 10 what we talked about on our Power Hour call last night, okay? Has to be done. If you're not hitting Success Club, you're not moving your business forward. And I know for a fact that a lot of you in here, you've shared your why. You've shared the fact that you need more extra money for your family. You need this, you need that, you hate your job, you want to be home with your kid. Like all these things I hear on a daily basis, but your actions don't match your why, okay? So I want you to kind of reevaluate where you are, what your goals are, change your actions or change your goals, okay? Pretty simple. I'm not yelling. I promise. It's just a friendly reminder that, we have to kind of put in work in this business or it's not really going to happen for you, okay? Last announcement is that I am moving again, and I'll be traveling again. So they are packing our house on the 5th of July, our entire house. I will be in a hotel on the 5th, 6th, 7th, traveling on the 8th, 9th, and then a hotel anywhere from the 10th to the 14th, okay? So with that being said, I will be working, but I will probably not be like tied to my computer or tied to my phone like I would be if I were home and actually at my actual desktop and working and things like that. So I want you guys to help me out. I want you guys to be present on the team page. I want you guys to answer questions. I want you guys to ask questions there first and foremost before maybe reaching out to me. I want you to kind of dig into the group and really use, all the knowledge and things. We have so many like star diamonds and all kinds of things, all kinds of awesome people in our actual team page. So I want you to go there first and foremost with any questions that you have. If you're my personally sponsored coach, you do have my phone number, so just text me. But take advantage of the resources that you have. We have a files tab that's full of information. We have a team page, team training website that's full of all kinds of information. So dig into that. I will be around. I will just be crying in the corner of a hotel room, okay? As I get my life in order again. So thank you guys for your patience in that ahead of time, okay? So I'm going to move on to the actual gut of the call, okay? We are focusing on time management, not team management, and team management. But you guys, this call is not going to be about like helping you find motivation to work the business, okay? If you don't have the motivation to work the business, honestly, I've given all I can. You have to kind of dig deep and find the motivation to make this change. You have to be able to dig deep and see the value in this, to see the potential in this. If you haven't seen that by now, then I don't know what to tell you. But this call, this little get together is to really help you just realize that building a business really just takes time, okay? We're not a company that upfront requires a lot of, buy-in or a lot of money, or you don't have to buy a lot of stock to like hold on. What you have to do is invest time, okay? You're not investing money in this business, you're investing time in this business. So I want you to just soak that in and be aware of that right now, okay? This business upfront takes time, okay? So sit down and figure out a schedule that's going to work for you and your family. That is key, okay? We all have the same 24 hours in a day, and I want to share this with you. I've shared it, I think, publicly a couple times. It's been on a couple team calls and things like that. You have 40 hours, there's 168 hours in every single week. 168 hours. We all have the same amount of hours. I have the same, you have the same. Everybody working full-time with 80 kids has the same, okay? 168 hours. 40 of those hours are devoted to your full-time job, right? If you have a full-time job. If you don't, you have 40 extra hours in your day or in your week. So 40 hours to your full-time job, okay? 50 hours to sleep. That's giving you guys an average of 7 hours a night. If you're like me, I require 10, so I'm going to take 3 hours from my 40 hours and just benefit, like that. 50 hours a week to get sleep, okay? 7 hours a night of sleep. You're given 15 hours of commuting time. So this is getting ready for work. This is driving to work, driving back from work, that whole process. 15 hours a week, okay? 4 hours a week is devoted to your personal development. That's 30 minutes a day, okay? Easy. You got that fit in. That's part of our 3 vital behaviors, so we're going to make it happen, right? 6 hours a week is devoted to working out. That's an hour a day for 6 days a week, but our programs are 30 minutes a day. So you need your Energize, all that's part of working out. So you get 6 hours a week devoted to that, okay? You have 20 hours in your week to work your Beachbody business. 20 hours, okay? Most of you are thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have but an hour a day. No, you have 20 hours a week. You know why? Because when all of that is used up, you have 33 hours of free time in an entire week. 33 hours. That can be family time. That can be done knitting or sewing or whatever. That's your free time. That's for you. That's for your family. That's 33 hours of free time. Okay? You can watch The Bachelor. 33 hours to catch up on The Bachelor. All of your fun time, all of the excuses that you think you have as far as going home and I'm too tired, I don't really want to do this, I don't want to do that. You have all that free time. Okay? So I want to kind of dig into that a little bit more. Gary Vaynerchuk said, he got asked a lot. I'm reading the book called Ask Gary V. My husband got it from the men's event, and it's actually really, really, really informative and really good. And so he gets asked a lot, how are you working so much? How do you have time for your family? Because he's got a kid and a wife and things like that. And he said, you know what? I work a lot. He probably works more than 20 hours a week, I'll tell you that much. But he says, you know what, when I work, it's 100% work time. It's 100% Beachbody time, okay? It's 100%. I'm not distracted. I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to multitask. It's 100% time for work, okay? But when it's family time, those 33 hours that is your free time, your family time, or even, in your commuting or getting ready for work, or if you don't have a full-time job, that's an extra 40 hours. That time is 100% family time. He puts his phone away. He's not on his laptop. He's not in his office. It is 100% family time when it is scheduled family time, okay? Remember that. So your business is best worked or best built in chunks of time. I know Gretchen commented on the team or on the event page that she heard this from the National Wake Up Call and things like that. And you guys, I've heard this 100 different times in 100 different places. but your business is best built in chunks of time, okay, in little work pods, separating your schedule. So right now I'm speaking to those of you who do work full-time, those of you who have kids and maybe you're home and you don't have all the time in the world to work the Beachbody business, okay? Fit it in when you can. Nap time, on the way to work, lunch, your drive home. Bang through follow-ups, guys, on your way home. Those voice memos, you don't even have to do anything. Bang through follow-ups, bang through invites, bang through posts, new coach chats, success club group, all that kind of stuff, okay? Separating it is going to help you guys so much, okay? Fit it in when you can. I don't know if you guys have watched that buckets chat that I did, or the team call that I did on buckets, but it really helps you kind of evaluate what you have going on in your life, whether it's work, family, Beachbody, yada, 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 and it allows you to separate it, and it makes you put it into a calendar, and that's what I'm going to have you guys do. Your calendar is king here, okay? You have to organize yourself. Whether you're using Asana or Excel, I use Asana for my business stuff, but for my calendar, for my life, I am glued to my iPhone calendar, just iCalendar, I think it's called. Everything is in there, from when I work to kids' appointments to appointments for this and that and everything, and my husband has it linked, and so he can put something in and it shows up on my end, and I know exactly every single day what I have going on. Sorry, let me open up the chat. Yes, it's called Buckets. It was a team chat that we did a couple months ago, maybe, but it'll be on our YouTube page. So yes, I want you guys to plan your week. And you know what? Sunday nights are the best time to plan your week ahead. So I want you guys to, out of your, 20 hours a week, take 30 minutes on a Sunday night and plan your week. Get your calendar created. Find, if your schedule is crazy where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday all have different times that you're going to be able to work the business, schedule it in the calendar and live by that. I literally wake up every single day after I say hi to Brett and whatever. First thing I do before I start my day is I look at my calendar. I look and say, okay, I have a team call at this time. I have to get this calendar done. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have a, whatever. Your calendar may or may not be that full, but you have to live by it. Okay, at this point, you have to live by it, and I want you to schedule in your Beachbody time. I want you to schedule in your workout. I want you to schedule in your personal development. Those things that are crucial to being a successful coach, you have to fit them in no matter what, okay? Busy is an excuse. That is an excuse that you guys are telling yourselves as to why you can't succeed in this business. I'm too busy, okay? I hear that complaint. I hear that excuse 100 times a day. Right now I have this going on. Right now I have that going on. Right now I have kids. Right now I have a full-time job. I did too, okay? All of those complaints that you guys have, I had in the beginning also. I wasn't a full-time coach when I started. You guys, I worked a business that I did out of my home that took so much time. I made scarves and headbands and jewelry, all kinds of stuff, and I sold it on Etsy. I was very busy actually, and I was making things every single day, and I would literally wake up, take my kids to school, work for a couple hours, work out, pick my kid up at school at noon because she was in half days, come home. I had 2 kids home, I had 1 child home at that point, so I'd get her lunch, work for a couple hours, pick up the second child, get them home from school. At that point, I had 2 kids home, and play around with them. Brett comes home from work, dinner, cook, whatever, and then I honestly would probably continue to make my scarves because I was usually always behind, and I would try to multitask and do Beachbody at the same time. I had a busy schedule also, but you know what? I didn't make excuses. I never made excuses. I realized very early on that this business was going to be a priority to me because I saw the potential in it. You guys may or may not know me personally. You may or may not know your upline personally, but hopefully your upline or myself has given you enough proof, I guess, that this business is legit and that huge things can happen. You guys, I had no social media training. I had never tried a Beachbody program before I actually started Beachbody. I never even tried Shakeology, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to love it because I'm going to start selling it. I'm going to actually love it. And so it was a mindset thing. And right out of the gate, I had a great upline who showed me the potential. She was at the time, making a couple $1,000s a month, I think. And I was like, oh my God, mind blown. Like if I could just make a couple $1,000s a month. At the time, Brett hated his job. At that point, he was like, I'll do anything to get out of my job. So I dug into Beachbody. That was my why. My why was accountability in my own journey and retiring my husband. And that was the goal I set. So I was upfront with Brett. I was very upfront with Brett. And I was upfront with him after digging in for probably an hour into Scotty Hobbs' videos, where he shared that when he started as a coach, he sat his wife down and was like, you know what? This business is a priority to me. I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of time to make sure I can move this business forward and invest time in moving this business forward. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to work during nap time. I might, skip out on outings with our friends. I might, cancel a dinner that we have, whatever the case may be. He made sacrifices, and that was ingrained in me. And so I made sacrifices. I don't even know how many times Brett went out with my friends because I was home working. He'll tell you about it to this day. It's because I had a goal, and this business is a priority to me, and I was willing to sacrifice those things so that long term I could have the freedom that we have now, okay? So I want you guys to decide where you want to invest your time. Okay, you could invest, first and foremost, if this offends anyone, this is not my intention, okay? But for me personally, I'm going to share this, that I would rather, it says my internet's unstable. Am I frozen? Am I good? Am I frozen? Okay, well, listen to my words, not my face. Maybe it'll come back soon. But you guys, I would rather invest 20 hours in Beachbody than I would going back to school. How sad does that sound? It sounds terrible. Totally does. But coming from where I've come from and seeing what this business has to offer, tenfold, I'd rather invest time into Beachbody than in school. Not telling anybody out there to quit school. I would definitely invest time in Beachbody than a full-time job. I have so many coaches that I see every single day posting about how they want a second job. You guys, do you realize the potential in this business if you just sit down and fit it in? If you were to devote an extra hour a day, you would work, 10 times more than that in a second job. An hour a day into this business, doing your follow-ups, doing your invites, making sure you're posting on social media, and just being present. The potential in this is so much greater than that part-time job, okay? I'm telling you that, and I'm being honest with you, and if it offends anyone, I'm so sorry, but it's the truth, okay? There is a reason why God allowed me to drop out of college twice, and it was because I was meant to be a network marketer with Beachbody, because I am making more now than the doctor that treated my husband, okay? Soak that in, okay? When I started, my schedule was not like it is now. I've already kind of gone through this, but I want to kind of recap it, right? I had kids, I had a business. I was very involved in my church at the time. We did many events with our church, like literally multiple nights of the week. I was gone doing activities and things like that with our church and with our kids, okay? I had moved to a new town at the time, so I was very involved in our community. I had a lot of friends in the area. We were always hanging out. I didn't work this business 80 hours a week, okay? I worked in pods. I woke up early. I got my kids around for school. I sent them off for school. At that point, we had Ella, who was in half-day kindergarten, okay? So she was in school till noon every single day, from like 8:30 to noon. So I worked out in the morning. I maybe showered, usually not, after my workout. I ate, and then I would work Beachbody. At that point, I had an hour and a half, maybe 2-hour window to actually work the business, okay? Again, picked her up from school at noon. She's like super easy kid and just plays by herself all the time. So I honestly would probably do scarves at that point after feeding her lunch, or work Beachbody, in between as much as I could. I kind of multitasked. I picked up my second child. From that point on until bedtime, I didn't do anything. I didn't work the business. I didn't do anything. I worked the business when the kids went to bed, and I worked right next to my husband, who didn't believe in this opportunity at all. I worked right next to him with my laptop on the couch while we watched TV, because I was bound and determined to make this work. but I also knew that I had to be with my husband. I had to have that quality time with him. He didn't agree with it. He didn't like it. He was annoyed at the fact that I had my laptop on the couch every single night. He'd hide my phone at certain times because he would just be annoyed so much because I was on it working. But I kept going. And when he went to bed, I'd stay up a couple hours later than him. When I went to bed and woke up early, and it was the same cycle all over again, okay? It was chaotic, honestly. But through the chaos, I stayed consistent, okay? I stayed consistent, and I showed up every single day to work this business, and I did not stop, okay? Year 2, so 2 years into my business, my schedule kind of changed a little bit. 2 years into my business, we were a multi-star diamond team. I had numerous people underneath me. We were pushing for top 10 that year. I think we ended at number 20. Honestly, it was a really busy year. We had a ton of things going on. That was the year we retired Brett. It kind of changed things. A year and a half, I think it was, into this business, or no, exactly a year into the business, we retired Brett. So at that point, both kids were in school full time. I was able to, actually, that's a lie. We did a lot of date days, kind of like we did now. I wasn't on a set schedule. I didn't have, I started at this point and ended at this point, like work schedule. So I would work when my kids were off to school. Brett usually took them to school every single morning. I would work for a few hours, take a break to do a date day with him, come back, do dinner, pick up the kids and all that jazz, and then I would work again at night. So I have not ever, even to this day, 3.5, or not 3.5, but just over 3 years in, I've never sat and worked a solid 8-hour period, okay? But what I'm trying to get at is this business it's not gonna be a convenient schedule for you. There's gonna be life events that happen. There's gonna be things that pop up in your day where, it's easier just to kind of, maybe we'll just do Beachbody later, and then it gets late and you're like, what, I'll just do it tomorrow. I've been there, okay? I did that last night. I was going to dinner and Brett was like, let's go to a movie. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to work tonight. And then I got home and I was like, oh, I'm too tired to work now. It happens, okay? The most important thing though is just staying consistent and showing up, okay? I had worked a little bit earlier in the day, so I was safe to release and let go for the evening, and that kind of freedom comes by digging in the beginning, okay? Eventually, you will get to a point where, you don't have to work every single night. You don't have to stay up that late and work. You can do more during the day. You'll find more beneficial use of your time, in between all of your mandatory activities. So keep that in mind. My schedule is not going to be the same as your schedule, but you guys, every single one of you have the time, okay? Every single one of you. It just comes down to whether it's a priority or not in your life, okay? So where to focus? That's kind of what I want to transfer into, is where to put your focus, okay? We talked about the power hour last night. I think it helped a lot of you. I think a lot of people sit down and they're like, okay, I don't even know what to do. You know what I mean? Where I have time for Beachbody now, but what do I even do? Number one, focus on your money-making activities, okay? I don't by any means want you guys to ever think that I'm like all about the income or all about making you make money or money, because that to me sounds kind of icky. But this is a business, okay? This is a business. If you're on it as a hobby, earmuff it, okay? You don't have to hear this part, but this is a business, and I guarantee that most of you are here to earn an income, okay? So focus on your money-making activities. What are the things that grow your business? What are the things that put money in your back office on Thursday mornings? Follow-ups and invites, okay? If I don't get anything done during the day, if I don't have, a full day to devote to Beachbody, I'm posting every single day and I'm doing my follow-ups and invites every single day. Those are my money-making activities, okay? Follow-ups and invites. Number 2, team support. If you don't have a team underneath you right now, use that time to recruit, okay? Use that time to get in front of people, to reach out to people, to grow your team. If you do have a team, focus on those people running with you. That's building volume. Focus on those people hitting Success Club, those people showing up every single day, those people rank advancing, those people saying that they want it, okay? And more importantly, showing that they want it. That's where you focus to build volume for your team, okay? Calls, trainings, one-on-one calls, all of it. That needs to be your second focus. Your third focus is your admin activities, okay? Busy work is very distracting, okay? Shut down your Facebook, shut down your newsfeed. Don't get distracted by all the fluffy stuff and the unicorns, okay? You have to make time for your admin work, your websites, your graphics. I am not telling you right now to go out and build a website, but if you are star diamond on this call listening, that's when you would do it, okay? Your admin work. But your graphics, maybe you want to recognize a challenger every single week, or you want to recognize someone that just joined your team. Doing those admin activities at a certain specific time during your day is going to help you so much, okay? Versus just like winging it and doing it randomly here and there. Fourth thing for your focus is your 3 vital behaviors. This should be your first, okay? Your 3 vital behaviors. I hate the 4 vital behaviors. I'm going to say that here because this is like whatever. But recognition is part of your admin activities, okay? Creating those graphics to recognize your team, all that stuff. I love it. But I want your daily focus to be on what's moving you forward, okay? Your 3 vital behaviors, digging into training, personal development. For my first 2 years, honestly, probably a year and a half of the business, my personal development wasn't reading books. I was not a reader until recently. I didn't enjoy that kind of thing, but my personal development came from digging into other people who I could learn something from, top coaches. Scotty Hobbs, I listened to his videos day in and day out. Lindsay Matway, Melanie Mitro, every single top coach, I dug into their YouTube channel and I watched all the videos I could to soak up all the information I could, okay? That's where my personal development came from. Work out, okay? If you are not committed to a Beachbody program, how can you expect to coach someone and make them do the same thing? Okay, this is a wake-up call for me. You guys, I hadn't completed a workout program since the first time I did P90X 3 years ago, up until this year, okay? I was all over the place. But you know what? That made me lose a lot of credibility, and my body got to where I didn't want it to be, and I stopped, being the coach that I should have been because I wasn't focusing on me. I was so focused on other things, okay? So make sure your health and fitness is top priority, because when you are the best you possible and you're able to share your transformation and share your journey, that's gonna take you so much farther than any awesome post or challenge group invite or business opportunity invite or jab, right hook, any of it. Okay, you being a product of the product is going to build you more credibility than anything, okay? And drink your Shakeology, okay? Disconnect has to happen, right? We have to have the time to ourselves. We have to have the time with our family. I don't want you guys to eat, sleep, and breathe Beachbody. I'm not telling you that. I know I've said in other calls that I want you to know. But you know what? Balance is what it's about, okay? We're not in this business to be tied to our phone, to be tied to our computer, to be a slave to Success Club and all these things. We're in it for the freedom, but you have to still show up, okay? You still have to show up every single day no matter what. You guys are the only people in control of how successful you become, okay? I will guarantee you that not one top coach, not one elite coach, not one star diamond got to where they are by making excuses, okay? They hustled every single day. They saw, other people taking breaks and they worked, okay? They saw other people taking PTO, right? And they worked so they didn't have to. We saw other people waking up every Monday morning or getting anxious every Sunday night. And we got up early just to freaking put in the work to not have to do that 9 to 5. Okay, that's the only difference between someone who's successful in this business and anyone sitting here that's not, is time that they put in and consistency, okay? And they've seen that priority. They've seen how important this business is to the family, to themselves, to, the people around them. Their upline coaches have proven that this business works. So sacrifice sometimes is needed to make this work, you know, but it's not a bad sacrifice. It's the type of sacrifice that really allows you guys to really just build this amazing opportunity. And that's all it is a freaking amazing opportunity, okay? But it does take time, and it does take effort, and it does take consistency. And I will not lie and tell you that this is the easiest business in the world, okay? We could be out there flinging mascara. We could be out there saying, oh my God, a fat wrap that makes all your fat magically go away. We could do all that, and it'd probably be easier because people want things like that. People want fluff, right? They want quick, okay? But instead, we have to promote what actually works because that's our job. We have to be real and say, you know what, that wrap isn't gonna work. That patch that you put on your arm probably isn't gonna work. It's probably not gonna make you high school skinny like people wanna be, okay? But what we can do is we can take time. We can invest in this business while investing in ourselves. You guys, it's the only company that I've ever heard of that is like, do your personal development, do your workout, eat right, make sure you're being a product of the product. Like, they want us to be our best selves possible, or our best self possible, okay, for a reason, because that's what talks, not product slinging everywhere, not any of that. It's all about becoming a product of the product and showing people that this actually works, okay, and time, fitting in time, okay. Can I open it up to questions or anything like that? That's really all I had. I hope it helped. If it didn't, I apologize. Go to the buckets training. I want you guys to, if you haven't, if you were on that, or if you're a newer coach, make sure you look that up, because it was a really fun way to kind of manage your time and kind of lay it all out there and say, okay, I need this much time for this and this and this, and it's all on my calendar, and it's all great and good and fun and dandy. But it was really eye-opening too, to kind of see, you know, what you have time for and what you don't, and what you know, do you really need to watch that Walking Dead marathon, or can it wait, right? Guilty, I know, okay? Anybody have questions or thoughts or anything I can answer? We can do Q&A for a little bit. I don't know, it's totally up to you guys. Just kind of want to hear. Oh, Christy posted the link for the YouTube to, yes, the bucket training. So make sure you copy that and watch that. It's a fun one. Thank you, Christy. Anybody else? No comments? Everybody ready to like get off the call and knock out Success Club? I mean, what's everybody doing? Kate's doing it.
I just think that it's that people look at what we do and they think that it's overwhelming, and they're going to start later, and then they get out a piece of paper and they make a list of everything that has to be done, and then they're like, okay, I made my list, but they never actually get started on that list. And I'm here to say that without my 5 posts a day, and without messaging everybody that likes my posts, and without connecting without just going through who's active on Facebook 3 times a day and trying to start forming conversations, like I would not still be in this business. Like, that's it. It is putting yourself out there, connecting with people who connect with you, and then messaging anybody that's active on Messenger. And I did that for 3 straight months, and my business blew up. And I meant it when I connected with people. And, you know, like I sat by the fire in Oregon and we had 1 channel. And if you love CBS, then you would have been in heaven. But we literally had 1 channel, and Jeff would be on the couch and I'd be in my rocking chair. And that is how I grew this business in 3 months, when Jeff said, do it or go get a real job. And, you know, this is a real job, but it's a real job that you can sit in a rocking chair by a fire with a stinky cat on your lap, and you can make your future. So I will be waving to all of you in 2 weeks when we're at the beach. And then I'll be waving to all of you again in September and October when we're in California. And then I'll be waving to you all when we're in Belize in November. So sit in your rocking chair, message your people, get in your post, and do your workouts and drink Shakeology. She's absolutely right. And I'm no millionaire, and I'm no 15-star diamond, but I'm a lot further along when I started doing that shit than when I was looking at her and saying, why she didn't give me the right training. I said that. I literally sat there and told my husband in October and November and cried in Santa Fe, New Mexico, that I didn't have good enough training. And I was just, this is never going to work. And I'm, and finally my husband looked at me and said, are you going to do it? And then I started diving into Scotty Hobbs, and I started diving into everybody. I watched every single YouTube video on the Luxe Republic. Then I went to Scotty Hobbs and everybody else that she mentioned and watched all of their videos. Anita Meyer and everybody. Just go and plug yourself in because it's been done before.
Yeah. You guys, this isn't like a beautiful business. Like, it's not like all of this stuff is like so much fun to do. And if you're like me, I'm very much Ruby Sapphire. So my Sapphire personality is like boring videos. Like, I don't want to read anymore. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm very much that personality. But you guys, if it's going to help me be more successful in this, then I'm all about it. And I'm telling you, there is so much information out there for every single person, every single personality, everyone, that there is no reason why you won't be successful in this business as long as you don't stop. And I think I said that once before. There's two types of, Brett, I don't know who, I think they said at the men's event, and Brett came home and told me, but he said there's two types of coaches: successful coaches and coaches that quit. And that's it. And it just takes time. So post every single day. Stay up late on the couch with your husband or wife. We have any men on this call. Every single day, okay? Every single night. If you don't know what to do, pull out that power hour and start at the top and go all the way down. From there, if you still have time and you're like, maybe I could do more, do it again, okay? Do it on your lunch break. Do it during nap time. Do it in the morning. Do it when you're sitting on your phone scrolling Facebook, okay? On Snapchat today, I said I literally am like over hearing people say that they don't have excuses, but they're posting all day on Facebook, or they don't have time. They're posting all over on Facebook or on Instagram. They're on Snapchat all day telling me about their cats or whatever. You guys have time. It just has to be a priority to make that time, okay? Anybody else want to say anything or chime in? Or yes, the Power Hour is in the Luxe files. Power Hour is in there. Your business activity tracker, which is also a really good tool to use to like have like a checklist of what to do. There's even like a new coach checklist in there. There's all kinds of information in the files tab if you guys dig into that. The next free group is Monday the 4th. The free group on the 4th, sneak peek on the 11th, and then our team-wide challenge group on the 18th. Okay? Anybody else? Last call. My husband's making me go out to eat tonight. No? Okay. I love you guys. Every single one of you. I want this for you. I'm telling you guys that it's possible for you. You just have to believe it, and you have to receive it, and you have to make time. Okay? Now, go work next to your husband on the couch. All right. Good night, guys.